Hey guys, what's going on? Dino Gomez here, and I am sitting down with a couple incredible clients, James and John, who are both photography coaches inside of our Mastermind Figure Visionary. We're going to be sitting down and talking with them today about how they grew their photography coaching business to $15,000 a month and what is working for them to attract clients and do all types of amazing things inside their business, serve their clients, get incredible results, doing all this with the pandemic and things rolling on. So I'm super excited to chat with these guys. We're going to dive into all the details of their business, what's working for them, what didn't work for them, a lot of cool things. This could be a jam-packed Facebook Live. If you guys are joining us here today live, let us know in the comments. Give this post, this Facebook Live some energy and to celebrate these guys also so that more of us can learn from what is working for them in their business. Also, if you guys are joining us on the replay, let us know that in the comments as well so we can reach out to you and connect. But James and John, super excited to have you guys here, fellas. Thanks so much for joining me today.
No worries.
No problem. Thank you for having us. Excited. Big month last month. So excited to be here. Thanks to Bossman Dino. Bossman Dino.
Yep, and I have to, I'm excited for you guys to be here. I know you guys are super busy. I know you guys are in the UK, so it's later over there right now, so we appreciate you guys, being here to share, what's working for you guys with everybody, to give everybody some inspiration and some knowledge and tangible tips and strategies and so forth to grow your online coaching or consulting business. Before we dive in really quickly, I have to let everybody know because I was pretty goofy this morning. I did previous post on my Facebook is a post that may or may not look like my wife and I are having a kid. It is a joke. We've received a lot of phone calls and messages, but if you look at it more carefully, we were just having some fun and are expecting to travel at the end of the month, not necessarily have a newborn, but wanted to share that real quickly. But again, guys, today is about you both. So let's dive right in, guys. Can you give us a little bit of a background, James and John, about your business? Like, what is it that you guys do? And we'll kind of just start with that.
John.
Who wants to start? Leave it with you, Jason.
I'll go. Yeah, so it kind of all wrapped around middle of last year, wasn't it, John, where we kind of obviously met in Dino's group. I was going off on my own route of doing coaching with photography, and you was doing it with marketing, I believe. And you reached out to me. We kind of combined the two. And since then, obviously, we put the program together, merged it together under Dino's guidance. We've gone step by step. And it's kind of just taking off now, isn't it, John? It's really flying now.
Process of elimination, but yeah,
it's process of, like you said, process of elimination. But we coach photographers to bring in more leads, get more bookings, kind of get the business side of things in structure. There are photography elements in there, but more or less giving the business a shake up, don't we? And get it in like more aligned and more structured. Because most artists are kind of scattered all over. They're like this. Sometimes people have a lot of the right stuff in place and some don't, and we just help them kind of realign it, make it streamline and drop clients in at the top and drop them out at the bottom and get bookings, We've had some crazy results, haven't we, John, recently. Some of our clients as well have got big results.
That helps. I mean, the results help. That's what gets the sales, really. Testimonials and aligning your message. So that's the main struggles we have.
I love it, guys. Yeah, $15,000 last month. We're going to talk about that. You guys, we're going to talk about your price increase, how that tied into an amazing month for you both, your client attraction strategies. Your client results are absolutely insane. That's something that we're super, super big on, is client results being a driver of your actual marketing. So we'll talk about what you guys are doing to over deliver for your clients. And I think every coach and consultant out here can gain a lot of value and insight from understanding, what they can do to help their clients get the best results. And really, right, that's in everybody's best interest. It's obviously in your client's best interest, but it becomes a big driver of your marketing as well to have this track record of excellence. Something that we believe in very, very firmly is clients first, and then that also, tying that back into marketing. So we're excited to dive into all of that. So for those of us just joining us, right, John and James are photography coaches. So let's start at the beginning, guys. How did you get into photography coaching to begin with? And was that something that came easy to you in terms of like you knew you always wanted to do it, or did you have self-doubts? kind of maybe you guys can walk us through that process there.
John, I'll let you take this bit away. I won't talk all the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, basically, it was on basically going through your course. I mean, I've followed Dino for a while, a long time. So we're from like his early programs with Facebook ads. So obviously I had success with that. But the reason why I got into the photography side of it, because I already had an interest in photography years ago. And that was on my list. So when you first start being coached by Dino, we break down how to sort of identify what your strengths and weaknesses are. And it's about your personal traits and things. And that was on one of my lists as coaching that I could do in the future. I've also got different sort of, I've got like an autoimmune illness. So basically that was one of my on the list. So I started with that initially. And I found it was quite hard to align the message. So then I went to the second option, and that's when sort of saw James posting in the group about photography, sort of how to get photography leads and things like that. So we sort of combined the two, and that's where my interest came from, really. I wanted something that I could combine the Facebook ads side of marketing, general marketing with, align it with the right prospect. So you sort of sell what they want, but obviously end up with the actual Facebook ads product, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, you were I remember we were working together. You were trying to figure out your niche, John, and then you guys got connected together, made an awesome team working together with complementary skill sets. And I do want to talk about, for everybody here who's considering partnering up with somebody to be a coach, that'll be something awesome for us to dive into, is what you guys have learned through working in a strategic partnership with your actual coaching program. So I think that will be fun to touch on. But okay. So here at the beginning, guys, before you joined Seven Figure Visionary, maybe you can walk us through what was what emotions were you guys having? What was your thought process? Why did you guys feel like you needed Seven Figure Visionary and that you weren't just going to run out and do your coaching business by yourself?
I'll answer that one, John. Can I answer one, or are you going to do it?
No, you do it, because that's to me it's simple.
yeah. Like anything that I've done to work with you, any programs I've done with you in the past, it's gained me money and it's gained me skill sets and to move forwards. So for me, when John mentioned it to me as well, it was a no-brainer. I was just like, every time I do something with Dino, it earns more money. So it was a no-brainer for me, and all the free content as well. Like results don't lie, but the free content as well is brilliant. Like I said, every time I've followed anything that you've said, it's earned me money, and this took it to a whole new level. I was kind of like doing in-person coaching, but then obviously COVID hit, and that was more like one-to-one stuff, but that wasn't really scalable, and it was a lot more time consuming than what we're doing now. And then COVID hit, and obviously we took it online, worked with John, and then John obviously just said Dino's a boss as well, so I was just like, let's go with the flow, work with Dino. Basically it's helped to structure everything in that sense, get everything moving forwards. But yeah, Dino helped.
Takes away the guessing,
it takes away the guessing.
You could spend 12 months guessing and trying things, failing, and then doing it again, and you might be so close to making it, but then you change direction because you think it's not working. And I think the main process that we've learned is just stick with it, because if we'd have gave up at sort of month 4, you wouldn't have seen the 15K months. So that's the difference. It's getting that process dialed in, not giving up, keep pushing forward, and following guidance. Don't go off. Both James and I were both sort of at a stage where we were thinking, oh, maybe we should try this, maybe we should try that, or try a different niche.
Listen
and
to
he was
Dino.
like, no, stay focused. It's going to work.
I remember that conversation, fellas,
and you need it.
Where you guys were like, should I try this? Should I do this? I see other people doing this. And it's like, shoot, bring it back in here. Like laser focus. Shiny object syndrome, I think is such a big thing for all of us. I'm guilty of having fallen into that trap. It's so tough online because you see other people posting and doing all these things and you're like, ooh, I want to try that. And you just don't see the backstory of what they were doing to have that work for them now. And so, that's funny that you guys bring that up, because I remember those conversations very, very clearly. Okay, so you guys were like, okay, we want the roadmap, we want the blueprint. I know we both all worked together before in the past, and you guys have got great success, and I knew you would be an amazing fit for the program. And so you guys come flying in, ready to take action and so forth. James, you were kind of talking about how you were doing a little bit of 1v1 consulting prior, but you knew that couldn't scale. And so then you guys put together your coaching program. And what has been the main lead driver for you guys? One of the things that we cover inside the mastermind, what's been that? How are you guys getting people into your program? Are you using Facebook ads, YouTube ads, organic? What has been your marketing channel that's helped you guys build your actual coaching business here?
John, I'll leave you this one. This is your niche.
The group, basically the group, nurturing the group, growing the group. All the sales came in organic. We've done no paid advertising yet. That's the next stage. So we're just working on all the sort of, well, as you get more busy, you find more things to do. So you've got like different avenues to go down. So now I'm concentrating more on streamlining, managing the group so we can get it more streamlined to cope with the actual increase in the number of people. And then obviously the group gets busier because you have to nurture the group more. But it's all a natural progress. But it's, yeah, the ads are coming next. So that's where we're sort of putting fuel on the fire, really. So that's going to be the next stage. But all the sales, everything so far has been primarily from the group, building that group, nurturing the group.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so we've still got, we can still span out. I mean, this is like just the very bottom end of it at the minute. And it can grow even further. Obviously, it's just a case of putting it all together at the minute. So there's so many different avenues, isn't there, John, that we can go down still.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's gonna. This is as excited, by the way.
That's John
from the UK. This is as excited as we get. So don't expect us to like start getting crazy. We're quite reserved, but this is like us going crazy.
Yeah, this is John's craziness.
Yeah, that's me.
I would agree. You guys are both very normally pretty laid back, casual, and so it's awesome to see you guys' excitement for what's to come, because you guys know, yeah, you're at that stage where the next thing we're working on, paid ads, gasoline on the fire, like John said, and we'll scale this thing up. But for those of you that are listening, and if you guys have any questions, if you're listening in, whether it's live or on the replay, feel free to drop those down in the comment section. We'll get to those as well. But yeah, you guys scaled up to $15,000 a month just with your Facebook group, organic, making your program sales 100% profit, which is incredible, and just running the group. And so let's talk about inside your group. I think a lot of coaches and consultants have a Facebook group. It's not necessarily producing clients for them. One of the main things that we worked on with you guys as well is putting together an actual workshop that you would run in your group that would act as a lead gen kind of and sales catalyst to help build that connection with your audience, give them valuable pieces of content, but then also help those that are ready and wanting to actually go to the next level, see the opportunity to work with you guys. Let's talk about your workshop for a moment here, because some coaches have tried that workshop in their group or somewhere else, hasn't really panned out for them. What's been your experience around that workshop? Like prior to the workshop, what were the feelings that you guys were having? Were you guys nervous, like concerned? What was that process like? Because from my perspective, I've seen you guys have just massive transformations personally, as individuals, as leaders, and kind of stepping out of your comfort zone. But what was that thought process like? How did that workshop turn out? And any learning lessons that we can share with those listening in from running an actual workshop in your group?
John, I'll let you speak on this one again.
Well, basically, it was for me personally, it was terrifying because it's my biggest fear, getting on camera. Obviously, I've overcome that a lot, but that was my biggest thing holding me back, as well as sort of I'm not good with sort of interacting inside of groups and that side of things, which is why me and James partnered up together. So I saw that as my weakness. So I thought James is good at the interaction side and organic side. So my strength's paid ads, but the actual group itself, when we did the live sort of 3-day sort of workshop, well, when we first went live, he actually put us on live, then cut himself off. So I was in the group, first time ever live inside the group, talking to myself, didn't even know whether I was on live. People messaging me saying we can see you, and I didn't even know they could see me, so it was awful. But you got to get over it, you know, and it's imperfect action, and I think that's the main thing. And everyone loved it. We had great feedback, with people interacting, said it was
Yeah, a lot of people
enjoyed the
tuned in, didn't
workshop,
they?
how much value they got. And we did make sales, made sales on the back end of that, you know, so you don't think anything's coming in. We give like a deadline. It's like last minute is like, I always know that sales come in last minute a lot of the time, but it's having someone to say, no, it will happen. Just keep the faith, keep the process, because it's a bit like at first you think, oh, yeah, it's really hard. You don't dial in your sales process side of it. But that's again another stepping stone that you just adjust, learn from, and you move on. But yeah, I mean, we brought in 11 new members from the first launch we did with the actual free workshop that we did for 3 days. Yeah.
Yes.
I think the important part was with it, a lot of it with there's been areas where we've thought of kind of, like, for example, if you to go it alone, if myself and John went alone with it, there would have been points where we would have either stopped or gone off in a different direction and never got them sales, you know, because we would have gone, well, is it working? Is it not working? And obviously that's where the coaching from yourself coming in massively, because you've kind of kept us on the right path. You know, we've not veered off, we've not gone like left, right, and centre. And there's been a few times, aren't there, John, where we've gone, are we going to go this way? And Dina's been like, no, you stay there, go forwards. Yeah, so I think that's been a massive part for us as well. You know, the guidance, which has helped a lot.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so interesting too is because it trickles down, right, guys? Like I remember for me as well with various coaches that I've had, I've been wanting to dabble and do things. Like, let me know in the comments, guys, if you guys again are catching this live or the replay. Let me know if you've ever had shiny object syndrome, or if you get that anxiety, that anxiousness. I want to go try something else because you're seeing other people do it online. Let us know if that's you. I've definitely experienced that before, learned my lessons and so forth. But yeah, I have a coach as well, right? Whenever I try and deviate or maybe get a little sidetracked, I've always appreciated their confidence as well as you know, their direction, and being very straightforward, you know, reeling me back in. There's some coaches that like to give their clients creative freedom, and I think there's a very fine line that needs to be there. There's opportunities where we like to give our clients creative freedom, like, hey, you know, what feels best for you in this situation, go with your gut. But there's other times where as a coach, you have to come in firm and strong and say, no, like, stay still, do this, because you have a different perspective. So I've always appreciated coaches that have done that for me. They see things that I haven't experienced before, so they have that knowledge. And it's interesting, it was a skill that I had to develop to be able to give to our clients. So for you guys as well, I know that's you guys are doing a phenomenal job with your clients getting results. Do you guys want to talk for a second about how you've been able to help your photography clients when they want to deviate away from the plan, be able to step in confidently and say, nope, keep your ads running, keep this running, because you guys primarily work with using Facebook ads to generate leads. Do you guys have any stories like that where you guys have stepped in, told clients, hey, nope, like you need to play the numbers game here, you need to do this? Is there something that comes to mind there where basically you've been able to see, okay, this is where I need to step forward as a leader, as a coach, and kind of lay my foot down, so to speak?
Yeah. Yeah.
All the time.
All the time. Yeah, I'd say obviously it's a process. Like, it is a process. And obviously when what you'll find is most people don't know where the holes are. I use like a giant fishing net as an example. Like, if you chuck a giant fishing net over people, then the fish will hop on out if there's a hole in it somewhere. So obviously we've got to start identifying where the holes are in the system, whether it be the website, lead gen, organic, paid, whatever it may be. So we start to tie them holes up for them. But unless you get the leads through, you're never going to know what the problem is. So you could be figuring, like, looking at a million different things and being like, well, damn, what's the issue, you know? So you're wasting all your time and effort looking around, and then then obviously once you get the leads through, you can say, okay, now my ad's a problem because my ad's not bringing in the leads. If it's bringing the leads, but it's not converting on the phone or on your website, you'll know where the problem is exactly, and you can say, okay, well, that's where their issue is. and you can focus on it with them, and you go through it with them, and that's why they get
Yeah.
the results so much quicker and so much
I think the
on a higher
problem
scale.
most people have is they give up. They would have give up when they get to a certain stage. Like ads don't work, and that's again going back to the experience. And then you have to step in and just say they will work. You just got to tweak this part. We've had members who built things out and they thought they built it exactly as we said inside the program, website, landing pages, that sort of thing. And it's only when you actually get them on the call, the coaching call, and say, look, can you see that this is for this reason, it's not actually looking right, or you've missed this one element and it's just stopping, it's got a disconnect, and that's the difference. And once they identify it and they can see that, then they get on the call next week and then they've got the leads coming in and they're at a different stage again. And it's rewarding. I mean, it's a great feeling when you get people from struggling to, once they get their first sales. I mean, we've had members there who's got one guy, he's on about buying a house now because he's made 85k sales, you know, and that's a great feeling. I mean, it's life changing for people, so that's really good. So and that's the thing, keep on track, encourage them, you know, because it's daunting. It's like anything. You know, I need an encouragement to just get on a call. You know, I haven't even got a camera if it wasn't for you. So you need that encouragement and sometimes that push in the right direction. And I think that's massive. If you want to get the results, get the testimonials, you've got to work really closely with your clients. I've even, and James has as well, got on calls with people one-on-one, and it's not what we advertise, but it's just to help them and over deliver a little bit, because obviously they're going to come back and recommend you in other groups, and that's what we found. We're getting recommended in other groups now, and people are hearing about us, talking about us in other groups, which is going to be the next knock-on effect, really. So it's worth putting the extra effort in.
The environment's huge as well, isn't it? Like the environment that you put them in, it's the same with your Figure Visionary. Like, you know, when you surround yourself with the people that are all like-minded, all want to succeed, all want to help, quit out like the toxicity and all the crap, and you focus just on what you're there for and the people that want to spur you on and help you move on. That's where people thrive. And I found it, obviously, being in 7-figure, and people find that in our group as well. Obviously celebrate the wins, or whatever the win is. Like, we've got a guy who joined us, and when he first joined, obviously we always do a bit of research before to see where they're at. We couldn't even find the guy. It wasn't even visible. So I was like, dude, how are your clients going to find you if we can't even find you? And we were searching like the FBI when we couldn't even find him. So obviously now he's just turned, was it last week, John, that he got his first lead in, and he had nothing before. He had basically known off a blank canvas to his business, and he's just generated his first lead. So for him, like, how far he's come has been a massive increase. But then you've got the other side of the scale where people are getting like 85k and 16k and 20k in a couple of months or weeks, you know. But everybody obviously celebrates that success, don't they, John, within our group. And it's the same in 7-figure. I think that's what helps a lot to thrive in that environment.
Yeah, everyone supports each other in 7-figure as well. So yeah, I mean, it's huge, because it does spur you on. And it's good seeing other people who you surround with getting results, because then it pushes you to get more results. You know, and that's what's happening in our group. You know, every now and again people get a bit down, and then they see someone have a big win, and then all of a sudden they're all like popping questions in the group again, and you're following up with people again, and then you're pushing people on forward again, because it motivates each other. So it's good.
It's that mastermind environment. It's why, like, I'm just such a firm believer that masterminds beat courses every single time. It's for what you guys just explained there. Your experience in 7-figure visionary, getting motivated, getting help, getting inspiration, connecting with other members. Also, what you guys have developed and created in your program, where it's not just a do-it-yourself course where people all have to watch a bunch of recorded videos and so forth. Like, you guys have live coaching calls. You guys created this environment, this experience where people feel safe, they feel heard, they feel supported, they're motivated, they're connecting with each other. That is so cool. It's invaluable. I think everybody is looking for that more than ever. And your client results are incredible, which, let's talk about that for a second, because I think a huge misconception in the coaching industry is that 1v1 coaching is better because you're working directly with the coach. And I've hired folks in the past to, you know, provide me some consulting or mentorship on a 1v1 basis. And then I've joined several masterminds. I always get more value from the masterminds, from not only the coaching, but the things I learned from the other members, and then the inspiration and community from the other members has done way more for my business than a 1v1 coach in that regard. So what have you guys seen on your side? Because your testimonials, your client testimonials are massive. And so for those coaches or consultants that are looking in, and maybe they're considering hiring a coach 1v1 because they think that's going to be better for them, or maybe they're actually maybe they're a coach who's providing 1v1 services. What has been your experience with transitioning to a mastermind model where you have this group coaching program in terms of the community and client results? Can you guys touch on that one for a little bit?
Yeah,
James,
I'd say yes, and you'd probably agree, John. But like, I think about 90%, if people went through a program, like a just course or whatever it may be, or a workshop or whatever, on that sense, like especially in our program, like I'd say 90% wouldn't have got the results it would have got if they didn't have the kind of the mastermind environment. It was just a course, because the amount of questions that you come back to, and obviously if that help wasn't there, you'd still be stuck on that bit, and you'd be like, well, damn, what do I do? You know? And you can ask all our members, don't we, John? And like they say, most of the value, obviously the modules are great, but most of the value lies in obviously that environment of obviously photographers for us, and the group and the coaching calls, and that's where the real value comes in. But yeah, that's my answer for that one. You know, yep. They just thrive off that environment. And that's, I think for me, that's one of the biggest things, and for them, it's the biggest thing, you know, and it really helps them.
It's contagious. It's the example I like to always give, right, is if anybody's ever been to a sports game before, obviously this is prior to COVID, but you go to a sports game and you have 10,000, 30,000 fans, like it's electric, right? Like you can go to the sports game exhausted and all of a sudden you're amped up. It's a different electricity to it. And it's exciting and it's fun and it's motivating, it's inspiring, and you learn things that are working from other members. Like everybody's on this team. It's just incredible. And so, you know, that was a limiting belief that, you know, I had as well, was like, how can I grow the group coaching program and stuff? And members love it. They consistently say, it's, you know, it's the 1-2 combo, the coaching and the strategy, but the community is just huge as well. So
yeah, and you can learn a lot from the others inside the group as well. That, you know, there's people inside our group now, even though it's a small membership, a private membership, they're actually putting their own content in there to help others and sharing like gigs and all sorts. So it's just an environment that sort of thrives off each other. So once you put that effort in at the beginning, it sort of gets some self momentum a little bit as well, and people start talking, and that's the other side of it. Because once someone's happy inside of it, people say it's like a little family. We have people posting that, you know, and so, you know, it is like you get friends. So it's rewarding.
Yeah, it's like building from the center as well. Obviously, in the masterminds, like myself and John have kind of set the tone of how we wanted it to be. Obviously, that comes part of the free group as well, but especially in the mastermind that we've got in there, like you kind of set the seed in the middle and let it grow out. So like the first 4 people that were in there, they fed off the energy and how we do things, and then the next 4 spread to the next 8, and then the next 8 to the next 16. And I'm not going any further because maths is crap, but and that's how it grows out, and everyone's just infectious, and everybody like goes into that mindset that they can succeed, you know. So some people, like some of the questions you get before, they're a bit like, can it happen for me? And then they get in, and like a month later, and then they go, shit, it works. Basically, you know. And I think a lot of the other members spur them on to get that as well, not just obviously myself and John. So yeah, love the community in there.
It's something interesting when you see other people going through the same training as you, and you have these limiting beliefs, but you see them doing it and getting results. You're like, okay, you yourself are at that point are like, I can no longer say this doesn't work, or come up with some other excuse that our mammal brain would want to come up with naturally. Like we're always trying to protect ourselves. Like, oh, it's the coaching that it's not working. It's not that I'm not, you know, bad or horrible at this. But when you see other people doing it under the same structure in your mastermind program and posting great results and helping you out, all of a sudden you don't have those excuses that you can fall back on. You're like, I need to get to work. I need to do what's being taught because it's working for others. It's really, really just powerful. It's so awesome. A couple of things I want to talk about too, guys. I want to talk about your sales process. I want to talk about our actual quarterly mastermind retreats. I think you guys had some major breakthroughs there that we're really excited. And then I want to talk about what's changed for you guys in your business, growing to $15,000 a month. So let's start with the sales process, guys. You guys enroll people via phone. You hop on the phone with them. You go through your sales process. Where would you guys rate on a scale of 1 to 10 your confidence in your sales enrollment skills selling a coaching program prior to joining Seven Figure Visionary? And then after you went through and we worked on the sales process with you guys and, you know, helped you out with our visual selling strategy, what was the difference afterwards where you would rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 there?
John? Go on, James.
I'll go now. I'll go. Shocked. I'd go from -10 to about 10 on that spectrum of things. It was just like previously, I think it was just like a rabbit in headlights, wasn't it, John? Really, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I think from both points of view, really. I mean, I've sold obviously to clients for, you know, SEO, not SEO services, Facebook services, that kind of thing, direct to businesses. But obviously dialing in for a different process. I was trying to do the same sort of methods a little bit, and it is slightly different. You have to sort of speak to your audience correctly and dial in what they want. You know, it's not about sort of it's not selling a service, you're selling what they want. And that was the main takeaway. Once we dialed that in, then it was a lot easier, because once we got, you know, talking in their language, the sales started to become a lot easier. And James is like crushing it now with sales. We got to the stage now where we're busier, so we've sort of delegated where it's easier for James to nurture the people inside the group and get them straight onto a call before we're both hopping on the calls. And now we're at the stage where, obviously, because we've got to the stage where we know how to sort of close, you know, we just delegated that James is doing that side of it. Then I'm starting all the sort of traffic side of it now. So it just frees me up a bit, and, you know, James can get people on calls easier without having to go in the diary and all, get us both on calls, and it's a bit of chaos. So that's,
yeah, I think one of the quickest ones that we had, they joined the group one afternoon, and then by the evening they were part of the program.
Yeah, the free group came in the free group, and then
came in the free group, joined, and then they're in the mastermind like by the evening. I think that's how quickly it can happen sometimes.
That's when you know your marketing is dialed in. You guys have all the right content flowing in your Facebook group. Somebody can come in, they can see what's happening in the group. You can build trust in under 8 hours, and then boom, they're enrolled in your program. That's just awesome. You guys have done so much work on your group, so I want to commend you guys for that and the content that you guys are putting out. I know we've had so many discussions around what type of content should I post, and you guys will even send over pieces of content and we'll review it and look at it and tweak it and things like that. But you guys have worked so hard on that, so I hope you guys are celebrating. Like I know you guys are celebrating your 15,000 month last month, but on top of that, right, to celebrate all the individual pieces and things that you guys have done along the way. You dialed in your sales process, stepping out of your comfort zone, getting on camera, actually dialing in the content process there, learning the ins and outs of that, raising your prices, like so many different things. It's just awesome to see. And so, yeah, sales, you're feeling confident now, 10 out of 10 on the sales process. I love that. It definitely seems that way. You guys have a super high closing percentage, which is amazing. And for anybody listening in, big takeaway, drop this in the comments so that you remember it. When you write things down, helps you remember it. But what John just shared there was really big, right? Sell people what they want, give them what they need. So on your sales calls, you guys aren't, unless the question comes up, talking to them about how cool your Facebook ad widgets are. It's more, hey, here are the results that we're getting our clients. They are doing 10K, 20K, 40K, 86K buying new houses with their photography business using our lead generation and sales methodology. And so that's so big. Then they come in, you give them what they need, which is, hey, they need to learn how to do lead gen, and they ultimately get what they're after, which is growing their photography business. So sell them what they want, give them what they need, guys. Throw that in the comments as a takeaway here as well. Now let's talk about real quickly, guys. We're gonna also, for those who are considering a partnership, we'll dive into this too really fast. But let's talk about our quarterly mastermind retreats. We do those every 3 months inside Seven Figure Visionary. You guys have been awesome. You guys hopped on board that weekend retreat just a little while ago. It is a 3-day retreat. You guys are in the UK and you still showed up. It was like what, 12 or midnight or 1 a.m. You guys are still at those calls. What was your experience over that 3-day mastermind retreat? Share what you guys are comfortable with. I know we had some amazing conversations about the breakthroughs that happened over that retreat. Share only what you're comfortable with there, because I know some of that is personal. But what were your thoughts on that retreat experience and what that did for you guys there?
For me personally, God, it was a wake up. It was like, yeah, just everything about it. It was, I think, more mindset for myself, and the work-life, family life balance, because as entrepreneurs, you tend to get sucked into all you see is next step. Well, I did anyway. And it took, obviously Danielle, amazing coach, in there doing the mindset side of it, on that call, that really made it just hit home. It was like hit me with a brick. It was basically just delegating time to different places and how to sort of boost into a different area where you want to be more productive, and focus more on having more family time, better quality of time with family and loved ones, and then hitting it hard when you want to sort of focus on blocks rather than just bit here, bit there, and they tend to be less productive. So it's better for me. I'm probably not going to get divorced now, hopefully. So that's a good thing. But it was, yeah, I mean, it is like a, you know, you've got to look around and see what's going off as well on the sidelines, because we were just working all sorts of hours, and I was like working all day. I'd see my wife for an hour, and then I'd be working all night, and it was like, you know, and I didn't even realize I was doing it until you get reeled in, and that was massive for me. Loads of takeaways. It was huge. Yeah, 3 days that were sort of impactful for me. There's so many things we could talk about, you know, but that was a big takeaway for me. And getting deep, you know, really sort of opening yourself up to people. You know, you did like a live connection call thing where you had to go with a total stranger and put us in front of each other. I don't know if that's sort of giving away too much. I don't know how much you want me to tell, but that was powerful. That was like, God, yeah, it makes you sort of go really deep inside your thoughts. It's crazy. Unless you've experienced it, I can't explain it to people, but yeah, powerful training.
I love it. And thanks for sharing that too. Cause I mean, it's sometimes I think we do get caught up. I'm super guilty of it. Right. And just focusing on one area of our life, and life moves fast. We got to make sure that we're enjoying and all the different things. Our health is important. Our family is important, friends and so forth. So it was so cool. I think that is like probably one of the coolest things I've personally heard as a coach. Like I obviously we love to see our clients, you know, making great money, growing their business, how that impacts their family and their friends. You know, also seeing what results they're providing to their clients because they're showing up more as a leader. That's all fantastic to hear that, you know, our quarterly mastermind retreat affected, you know, you guys on that deep personal level is almost more rewarding and exciting to hear than an income testimonial, to be honest, because it's just it's big. Like it's your family, it's like you're a lot of different things. So that's super cool to hear. And so let's do this really quick, guys. So coming out of the 15K month, right? And with a new photography coaching business, COVID happens, you transition out of 1v1, you guys partner together, you grow your Facebook group. And again, you grew to 15K a month organically. So that's basically all profit. Your members are getting raving testimonials because you guys have the right structure and you guys care about them and are getting them results. And that's fueling more of your marketing. Another takeaway for folks here, write that in the comments if that's helpful, right? Clients, results first. It's what we do ourselves over here. It drives your marketing. You have all these amazing things going on for you guys. How do you guys feel now? I know we covered earlier that you're super excited about the future, like just ready to rev, ready to go. But compared to joining, where's your clarity at? Where are things at? Like what's happening? What's the emotional process going through? I know James, both of you did a really cool Facebook Live in our members only group, sharing what was going on. But can you guys share a little bit more about where you guys are at now prior to where you were when you started?
I'll speak, John. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's like it's a completely massive shift. And like just touching back on the retreat as well, it kind of even spurred John even further from doing that. Like it was a whole different energy shift, like from one way to another. And it kind of just, it's like a snowball. I know you keep sending the snowball to me, and it keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going. And that energy keeps getting higher and higher and higher. And the focus keeps getting more and more hyper focused on where you're going. But there's a lot better balance as well. So you become more efficient. So everything just kind of rolls together, you know. And you start to believe more. Like you start to believe more, because sometimes, like before we started, I know myself and John had conversations about this before. Like we thought, can we do this? Can we not do? Can we do? Can we really? And I know we said a lot of the time. I think it was before we even launched, wasn't it, John? We went, are we even going to get a sale? and we sat there and we was like, yeah, we trust Dino. But then you kind of have the self doubts, and then you're like, can I do it? You know. And then you sit here after everything that you've done since the program started, and we've got, how many members have we got, John? Now is it nearing on 50 odd? I think it is
49, 50, something like that.
49, 50. Yeah, and 49, 50 members later, you're like, well, damn, you can do it, you know? So it's a massive, massive shift in confidence, energy, efficiency, everything, you know, in the right direction.
I love it, fellas. I'm super excited for you guys. It's just been amazing working with you. Our whole team loves working with you. I know Danielle enjoyed seeing you guys on the Mastermind retreat, during the Mastermind retreat, and working with you guys there. And it's just so awesome to work with action takers, with clients who show up, step out of their comfort zone. Like James just said, you know, a little bit of self-doubt, but then still move forward. 50 clients later, 15K months later, all these things. And then, you know, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of client testimonials coming out of your program. So you guys are changing the lives of your clients. Let's talk about that, because nobody talks about that. Everybody talks about how much money I made. Or let's talk about, for one more quick second here, let's talk about how it feels to change your clients' lives. Because you just talked about that one client of yours did 86 grand and bought a new house. So that, I mean, how does that feel? Like, what is that emotion that you guys have right there over that? Like you're growing your business and your clients are getting results, which is just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's buzzing, isn't it, John? Like,
yeah, I mean, I can't ask for any more.
Yeah.
You know, it's a nice feeling, because obviously you put so much work in, James put so much work in, I put so much work in, and then you get them results for people, and it's why we do it as well. You know, you don't want to, obviously it's a business, but we do it because we want people to succeed. And I think if you're a coach who's just there for the money,
yeah,
you're sort of in the wrong game as well, because you're not in the right market, because you want to help people, and that's the reason why you spur yourself on. Because, and it's why we get on private calls with people, and we're not meant to, because we want them to succeed, and we know they're so close. And it's just that little bit of a nudge they need every now and again. But you know, we don't do it for everyone. It's just every now and again. But it's so satisfying. We've had so many different stories. One lady just quit at COVID.
yeah,
Quit her job to go full time. Yeah, and she was doing bridal expos, which is like wedding fairs in the UK, bridal expos in the US, and basically she couldn't do them anymore because of COVID, and then joined our program, and she had no income coming in, and then, you know, 6 or 8 weeks later she's 16K, and it's you know, she's away. She's got bigger jobs, bigger contracts coming in.
Yeah, she picked up a contract at the mall, didn't she, to do the Christmas and Easter minis, and that's a 6-figure contract. So she's got people working underneath her. She said it's changed everything for her.
Yeah, and she's experiencing that snowball effect that we're experiencing. It's nice to see they're getting it, and that's what we're getting it now. So it's like, you know, it's good coaching that I think helps, but it's nice to see them results. Like
she's got over 100 leads as well, hasn't she?
Yeah, like I say, we couldn't have done it without your coaching, and we're getting that snowball effect. So it's so valuable, getting a good coach that you gel with, and find rapport with, and then it just spirals, you know. Someone that cares, because that's what you do, you care, and that's the main
difference.
Yeah.
I think it's a great point that John made earlier. Like, if you're only in it for the money, you're probably like in the wrong game. Obviously, yeah, money's a part of it, and it's great to get that. But obviously, to serve your clients, you've actually got to give a damn about why they're going. And for us, like, we want, like, for photography, like, it's not a job that you kind of forced into. Like some jobs, and it's not a bad thing, you have to do to get money. Like photography is not one of them. like to do weddings and newborns, like you choose to do it because you love it. So people are there because they actually want to do it, you know. And we're kind of there to give them that, obviously, that spirit and that dream that they want to move forwards with. And when people start to achieve it, it's brilliant, isn't it, John? Like with Kaylee, she's got like 100 odd leads that she's not even got back to. I know is driving John Coco, but she's so busy. So that's her next step. Like Dan, he got 80 odd K. There's so many others, but it's just really rewarding to see them doing something they actually love doing, that they actually want to do, and be in control of their own business and their life, and nobody telling them what to do, when to do it, you know.
It's incredible, and that's again why we love so much working with you guys and other clients inside Seven Figure Visionary, is because you guys care about your clients as well and get them results, and that fuels your marketing, and then you guys get better results. It's really a win-win for everybody. The coaches who are just in it for money, they don't seem to last long, and that's cool to actually see the industry changing a little bit. I think 5 years ago, it was way more prevalent for coaches to have initial success and remain successful without client results. And now really the market has shifted, where I think buyers, consumers have gotten smarter, and they really are looking at testimonials more so than ever before because of what happened about 5 years ago in the industry. So you guys are doing it right. You care about your clients. You're changing their lives dramatically, saving, basically saving their lives for some of them who have lost their jobs because of COVID and other things. So super awesome to you guys. And in return, right, from all your hard work and strategies implementation, your business is skyrocketing. So super, super exciting stuff, my friends. Let's see. We have a couple comments on here. Good to see you, Nana. Danielle wanted to say hello to you guys. Greg Ortiz as well. Good to see you guys here. And so, John and James, I just want to thank you guys both for spending some time here with us today, sharing everything that's working for you guys inside your business, like openly sharing too, everything that you guys have experienced inside of the Mastermind Seven Figure Visionary. And so you guys are just incredible people. We love working with you. We know you're busy. We know it's late over there. And the three of us have our 1v1 call right now. So I want to make sure that we hop over to that. That's one of the things, again, that we coach inside of our mastermind is the hybrid coaching model, 1v1 calls with group coaching. So it's that good, blend that everybody needs to get clients the best results. I will finish by saying, if you guys are interested in a free 20-minute strategy call on how to land high ticket clients with nothing for sale, comment free call below. There's nothing for sale on this call. It's only 20 minutes long. We'll give you as much value as possible. It's our way for thanking you for tuning in. And it's a way for you to get to know us a little bit and our strategies and our content. So there's nothing for sale on that call. Just comment #free call below. Even if you're watching the replay, we'll reach out to you guys, get you that free call. But John and James, thank you guys both so much, my friends, for your valuable time and insights. And any final parting words for the folks out there?
Yeah,
John.
if you're on the fence,
don't be. Jump over there, both feet. Jump over both feet.
Yeah, don't dangle. Yeah, just go in full feet forward. You won't regret it. I don't think so. If you've got an urge and an incentive to change yourself and change other people's lives, then follow your dreams and follow Dino. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, put it. Yeah, exactly what John said. If things aren't working out where you want to be in the coaching world, or if you're starting out, you need to change something. And I fully 100% back what Dino does. Anything that he does, I'm just like, hey, see you there. So yeah, basically, I want to thank you as well. I want to see myself and John want to be in this position if it wasn't for yourself, and actually obviously giving the damn and caring and putting the great content. So thank you.
Yeah, the whole team's bang on.
Yeah, Danielle and everybody, Chelsea and all.
Honestly, can't shout about it enough. So thank you.
But that's John excited. Sorry, everybody.
That's me excited. Sorry.
I appreciate it greatly, fellas. I really do. That means a lot. I'll share this. Be sure our team sees this because I know it means a ton to them as well. And they are incredible. Work super hard. So we really, really appreciate that. And kind of like these guys said, if you want to join a goofy group of coaches, because we do have a ton of fun, we do work very hard, and we do get results, then check out Seven Figure Visionary. Get your free call with nothing for sale. Comment free call and down below, and we'll reach out to you guys. But fellas, we're going to end this one so that the three of us can get to our 1v1 call and dive into it. So let's do that. But thanks so much, guys, for tuning in.
Thanks, Dino.
We will see you guys all in the next video.
Thank you. Thank you.